This is Hello Chaos, a podcast for founders in the thick of it. We call it the messy middle. The questions, the pressure, the chaos no one puts on LinkedIn. No fairy tales here, just the real work of what it takes to start and build a business. Today we have on our show Kashaun Cooper. He is the founder of the 5 Stages of Yes Leadership and Development Institute, and he's a leadership systems architect. I am excited to have you on the show because this is so intriguing, because I think it's something that is a newer role, over in the last, maybe 5-10 years, that the concept of a systems architect has really come into play. And it's so important to...
And speaking of chaos,
yeah,
Jennifer, my father's calling me right now. I'm going to take this call.
Do it. We'll hit a little pause. We'll do a start over.
No. We'll keep it. Hey, Dad, I'm in a meeting right now. I'm doing a podcast. Can I call you right back, please?
All right. I want to tell you what the lawyer said.
Okay. All right. Well, you can do. Okay. I'll call you back.
Okay.
Love you. Yeah. No. Keep it in there.
Keep it in there. Let's go.
Chaos, man. This is what
it is. It is our life, isn't it? We're juggling all sorts of things.
Yeah. Don't take it out. We don't want to give people a false sense of hope. No, this is the real deal.
You cannot ignore your father.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Well, welcome to the show.
Absolutely.
So Kashaun, tell me, how did you get into entrepreneurship? How did you start this institute? What inspired all this?
Okay, so although I am a systems guy at the age of 42, when I was younger, getting my feet wet in the workforce, I thoroughly disenjoyed working in systems. I didn't like it. If it didn't make sense to me, 1 + 1 didn't equal 2, or at least a close to, like a 1.8 or 2.2. If it equaled anything other than that range, I didn't like it. I didn't make sense. And I didn't do well in those systems. I always bucked up against the trend. My mother, before she passed away, she said, "Hey, Kashaun, you always go against the grain." It's like I'm bald now, but my hair goes forward if I brush it. But what I would do in life, I will always go backwards. Wherever the grain is going, I went the opposite.
You're creating the friction to go, let me push on this. Maybe
Yes.
there's a loophole.
Maybe.
Is there a better way?
I didn't articulate it like that growing up. Is it a better way? Is it more efficient? How can we do this? How can we do this in a better manner? I didn't articulate it like that until I started getting older. And I never forget, I worked at a specific company. I had to be around 20 years ago. Dang. He came to me. His name is Emmanuel. He came to me. I was standing outside. He said, Kashaun, you don't belong working for somebody else. And I didn't know how to take that then. He was like, you need to start your own business. Now, starting my own business was the furthest thing from my mind at that point. In my mind, it was work for a company, go up the ladder, become, go up as high as you can go. And when he said that, it made sense why I just kept getting written up by HR. The system that they had in place, it wasn't a good fit.
Yeah. So how does a person that hates systems start a business
based off of systems?
Based on we need to have, I can build you a system.
Yeah. And that's a great question. I mean, talk about the oxymoron of that. Right? So that's the thing. As we grow, I'm 42, going on 43. That was 20 years ago. My experience changed. My point of view changed. So back then I was operating at, let's say, at a 500-foot view.
Yeah. You didn't have the purview.
I didn't have it. I didn't have it. And like I said, if it didn't make sense to me, making sense, things that make sense in your 20s. I mean, when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you're like, you big dummy. I mean, you were supposed to do it this way. And I didn't know that. So now I realize, in order for things to flourish, there's a process. There is a system. Even for a plant to grow, the process and the system is, number one, you have to figure out, what do you want to grow? Do you want to grow peppers? Do you want to grow collards, sunflowers, whatever? So, and then you figure out, hey, this is what I want to do. Then you go to the store, you go purchase the seed, and then you go dig the seed up. Dig the soil up. Then you plant the seed, then you water it, then you tend to it. That's all a system.
Right.
I didn't realize it back then.
Yeah.
Then that's what dawned on me. And I thought to myself, I said, Kashaun, everything is a system.
Yeah.
Now, some systems are flawed. Some systems are faulty.
Or they're broken, they're disconnected.
Disconnected, dislocated, whatever it may be. But it's still a system.
Yeah.
And that's what really, really shaped my thinking to found this leadership and development institute, focusing on what happens to leadership when pressure arises. And I know we're going to jump into this conversation. We're going to go deeper into it, but yeah, most conversations about leadership happens in stable environments or stable conditions. Like most of the books you read is when, or even some of the assessments you take, it's dealing with 75 degrees to 80 degrees, sunny outside, you got a gentle breeze, you feel good, drinking a little cocktail, margarita, or whatever. But they don't address when it's 2:00 on a Tuesday afternoon and it's snowing sideways. Like what happens to that person? And that's what I do.
And to your point too, of just kind of like your what you recognized, or maybe you couldn't quite articulate it in your younger years. When you work for a company, systems are only as good when the people understand the why behind them.
Yes.
And I think that's where we have found, and I'm sure you have too, as part of your leadership development, is a system. You can put all the tools and the process in place, but there is people management. And yeah, a lot of people don't talk about that adversity of how do you get buy-in? How do you check your ego at the door? How do you get people to want to follow you, not just that you have to put controls on people? You know, people support the world, they help to create kind of a mentality. And that's the hardest part of leadership.
It is the hardest part. And what I find, and what my attraction is to leadership being at this juncture in my career and this juncture in my life, because failure will cause you to pivot if you pay attention. If you don't pivot after failure, something is wrong with you.
Yeah.
Literally.
Because it's a lessons learned. It's a data point. Right.
Yeah. I mean, so, and that's what I find to be interesting. And what I'm interested in what changes when the stakes rise, when timelines get shrinking, when outcomes matter. That, my friend Jennifer, and your listeners and your viewers, that's when you get to see the real system underneath of it all. That pressure allows you to open the hood and to see what type of engine is going on under there.
That's right. Have you ever heard? My dad used to told me the analogy, or I don't know, the metaphor of are you a carrot, are you an egg, or are you a coffee bean?
I heard that one time.
The one time of the standalone carrot is crisp, and an egg, it's fragile. In normal environments, what kind of a person are you? Are you one that like one gentle little like nudge and you fracture, you break, you spill?
Yes.
Or, do you snap under, in normal conditions? Or are you a coffee bean that's like very rigid, but there's really nothing, there's no substance. Like I don't know who you are. You kind of put this barrier, but you put them under pressure, boiling water. An egg then gets hard boiled.
Yes.
And, with a solid, shell. But if you crack a little bit, then you see the substance and it's still kind of soft in the middle. And, carrots can basically turn to mush. And a coffee bean, though, it infuses into the water and it transforms the water and it creates something completely different.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I like that analogy, and I'm glad this is recorded so I can go back and listen to it because I am going to use that analogy. And the other thing too, when you said, "Hey, how did you get into this?"
Yeah.
When you work within a system, you have standard operation procedures, SOPs. You got SOPs on SOPs on SOPs. There's so many procedures that's there, but when pressure hits, all shit hits the fan.
Right.
It just does. You get to see another side of an organization or a leader when things happen. And what tends to happen first When pressure hits, what breaks first is decision speed. Like how fast can someone make a decision? You may know someone or heard stories or talk to founders and talk to operators. When pressure hits, it could be production pressure, it could be funding pressure, it can be a timeline pressure. They stand there like a deer in headlights.
Mm-hmm.
The speed of the decision is drastically increased when pressure hits. Some people say, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But if you remove the pressure and you ask them, hey, what would you do in this situation or scenario? They have this long dissertation on how they would handle this situation. But when the rubber meets the road, you're like, come on, decide. It's like, what do I do? Who do I need to talk to? Come on. I don't know. I just, you know what? Forget it. I can't do it.
Right. Or you have this beautiful system, built, and then it's like when pressure hits, people then go, I'm just going to go around it. I'm going to circumvent it because they either don't understand it or it's because they've, especially with companies that are scaling, right? You've teamed up your bench with more startup mentality. So startup mentality is like, those are your entrepreneurs. Those are the people that are innovative. It's just like, get the shit done, right? Get it done. But you need scale up mentality to go, we need to build the systems and processes. Everything needs to scale because everything goes beyond you. You're building something bigger than your role, all of that. But that takes discipline. It takes routine. It takes then, how do you police that? How do you hire for that type of mentality of the stage you're going in? So yeah, it's people. Like, how do you manage the people through those phases? And some people, like you're saying, leadership development, sometimes that's a whole new concept for people.
It is.
What does that mean? A lot of people think that it's a title, and you and I both know that no, it's, you can lead from whatever seat you're in.
Whatever seat you're in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
And when you said something about circumventing the system, the reason people don't do that, you hit it right on the head, is not that they just don't understand it. The understanding comes from who owns that. Like, who owns that? That's the part, is the ownership part. There's a lack of clarity, and people are like, so who's responsible? Who's responsible for that? Who has where does the buck starts and stops with?
Right.
If I don't do it, what will happen? If I do it, what will happen? If I do it and it's the wrong decision, what will happen? You get what I'm saying? So that's what's lacking when pressure hits. So one of the few things that break is decision. It's clarity, is ownership, emotional stability.
Yep.
My wife and I, we were talking earlier today that not only do you bring your professional life home, right? It was one guy I was talking to this morning. He's big into the L&D space, and he's teaching his son how to drive a car. And the way he was explaining it to me, I said, oh my gosh, this guy thinks he's teaching a class to his son. But he's an L&D guy. That's what he's done. He's done it for 2.5 decades. So he's bringing that experience home. But not only do we bring our professional life home, we bring our personal life to work.
Yeah.
And another component that breaks during pressure is emotional stability. People are running around like a chicken without a head. There was one guy I used to work with. I won't share the company. It was a restaurant, though. Everyone knows when you work in a restaurant, there's 2 day parts where it gets crazy.
Yep.
You have the lunch rush, and doggone it, you have the dinner rush.
That's right.
Right? And you also know on Sundays when football comes on, you already know it's going to be hell on wheels. You knew it was coming. Mother's Day, you knew.
So don't act surprised.
Don't act surprised. It's like being surprised when spring comes after winter. It's like, spring is here. When did that happen? Like, why is that? I mean, come on, stop. So this guy, every single time when the rubber meets the road, he would throw pans, throw pots, start cursing. Like, he was a manager. This guy was a full-blown manager. So what do you think happened to the team? Now, I'm leading this guy. He's back there throwing things and like cursing and doing all that stuff. And people looking at me. I'm so confused. I'm looking at them. I'm like, who hired this guy?
You're like, who? Yeah. I mean, I don't think people realize, and I tell my team this, like, you set the weather of the room that you're leading.
Right.
So if you're in that room, you have so much control. But if you're also the leader in the room, like if you're facilitating a meeting, if you've called the meeting, but especially if you're like you control, you set the weather. So if you feel the mood and it's already dark and cloudy, you need to come with sunshine, right? But you better not be the one that creates
No.
the clouds.
Don't be that.
Like,
and what tends to happen, Jennifer, sorry to cut you off. What tends to happen is when leaders do that, they inadvertently condition the team members to respond, react, and perform in the same manner.
That's right.
And as a leader, you do not have the luxury of being emotionally unstable when pressure hits, when things get intense.
Yeah.
So that has led me, and I'm still in the beginning of answering your question of how did I get here? I don't think question 2 has even come across yet, but this has led me all to just observing how people respond under pressure. Once again, I was telling my wife today, we was having an in-depth conversation. I said, I've always been fascinated with how two people can go through the same situation. Everything is the same. Like everything is the same situation, same pay, same background, everything. Work for the same company, same department. But when pressure hits, this person, some reason, rise to the occasion, and the next person folds. It's the end of the world.
Emotional IQ, right?
The sky is falling. I mean, like, it's just a 20-minute wait. That's all. Like, what are we doing? What? The sky's not falling. Stop.
Right.
So that's what led me to
get into that. So I'm curious of you, as you said, someone was like, you need to just be your own boss. And you're like, oh, I've never even thought about that. So what was the first kind of, those first few months or the first reaction of, oh my gosh, I started the business. This is not at all like, was there myths or perception that you had of this is what it is to start a business and to run a business? And now that you're in it, do you want to debunk a myth or two?
I would like to debunk everything. I was talking to a gentleman earlier today. I said social media has caused us to drink the Kool-Aid that entrepreneurship is the greatest thing in the world. I mean, it shows the guy getting on a private jet, getting out of his limo. I mean, he has a chauffeur.
He's a baller.
He's a baller. I mean, shot caller. This guy, I mean, social media will have us thinking that entrepreneurship is the next thing to being God.
Yeah. Hey, in 1 year, you can start the business in a year. You can exit for millions.
Millions. If you pay me $47, I could teach you my system on how to turn, $5 into $5 million. And people are like, oh yeah, that's great. So that's the thing about entrepreneurship. It has really, really, really showed us or conditioned us to believe that is the easy route. Yeah. And that is nothing. That is so far from the truth.
Right.
It is hard. Entrepreneurship will show you signs or show you sides of yourself that you didn't even think existed. You thought you was like, yeah, I'm an upstanding guy. I do this, I do that. But when that pressure of entrepreneurship hit, you realize, oh man, maybe this was a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it, most founders, we learn so much, like, it's why I have a saying, like you learn, then you have to unlearn, and then you have to relearn and rinse and repeat all over again. But mostly it's not just about like new level, new devil, as you're scaling the business. A lot of it is like self-reflection on clarity of yourself.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, and entrepreneurship, I mean, yeah, you're dealing with the customers, you're dealing with so many stakeholders, you're dealing with your family life, if you're married or in a committed relationship, you're dealing with your spouse, and all of those things. You're dealing with employees, internal, external. I mean, the list goes on and on. But at the center of that web, the person who you're really competing with, and the person that you have to convince and you have to sell to and close every single moment of the day is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the battles. There's a African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without or outside can do me no harm. So if you're constantly dealing with the battling the inward, air quotes, enemy, you, especially when pressure hits, you start second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
You start saying, I'm not cut out to do this. And then what tends to happen, Jennifer, don't let you come up from a bad childhood when no one supported you. don't let that happen. Oh man, no one is there to support me. Then you start having victim language. And then you start compromising. Well, at least, I mean, if it fails, at least I tried.
Yeah.
If it fails, I'm doing better than all my friends that didn't do anything, that just talk. You start compromising. So
Yeah.
that's the battles that happen to us.
It's that imposter syndrome that comes into play. I call it the ghosts that enter in your head that tell you all the lies, and those demons kind of penetrate, because it's we are way more competent as founders and leaders, entrepreneurs. It comes way before any confidence. And
Yeah.
it's because we're exposed, we're
Yeah.
vulnerable, and
Yep.
we, and we're learning about ourselves. And so, yeah, I always say, like, hey, those are normal. Those are normal thoughts. But what you need to realize is just get the confidence, because you are smarter. You have the confidence. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the room.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Not at all. It's the confidence that tends to be one of
That lags.
it is a lagging indicator. It really
Yeah.
is. But but as a founder, you're always, like I said, you're always dealing with some type of pressure. Even if that pressure is, you have an idea and you tell it to a friend and that friend shoots it down. You're like, oh, maybe you should stay where you're at. Just give it
Right.
about 6 more years to,
That's
like,
right.
what? Like what? And
Yeah.
now all of a sudden that tender dream of yours
Right.
has, I mean, it was already tender before you told anybody else. Now it's even more tender once you tell that dream, that delicate, fragile baby of yours. Now it's almost like it gets hidden. It gets
Right.
it gets stored away.
So you need to go and talk to, like, your dreamer friends.
Yeah.
Don't be talking to I call it the black hat thinkers, that are the ones that will shoot down anything. They're like,
Yeah, no, you're right.
your risk manager
No,
type of friends.
Stay away from all your accountants.
That's right. Only talk to your dreamers.
Dreamers. That's
talk
it.
to the cheerleaders in your life.
That's it. The ones who's gonna go.
The ones that are gonna prop you up.
Yes, like what? Yeah, you should
Go
do that.
for it. Do
That's
it.
the one. Yeah. Of all the 20 ideas you came up with, this one.
That's
is
it.
the best.
That's it. Just do it. So Kashaun, what did you learn about yourself in this journey? What was like a surprising aha of your inner self?
That's a great question. Prior to us getting on today and talking, I've been pondering that question because, the aha moment, there's so many, and I didn't really know how to narrow it down, but it was the moment as a founder when realizing that consistency doesn't come from discipline. Consistency comes from design.
Yeah.
And that was my aha moment. Now, here's the deal. I didn't have that aha moment at 32 because so this aha moment is new. So
I'm 50-ish. I didn't get that aha moment till I was in my till I hit 50. So we're all late bloomers.
Yeah, I don't want to come across like I'm this guru and that had this awakening at a young age. This aha moment just, I just.
But you have to design the route. That's what I had to learn of. It does take discipline, but you have to design the discipline. It's not that you have to go, hey, if I do these, if I wake up at 5 a.m. and I know, like, you got to create the routines and disciplines that work for you, that are realistic and they're authentic to you. But it's also of, like, what is that going to take you to go? If you're here, but you need to go there, what are those things that are gonna create impact? That's the design.
Yeah.
And they're not, and yours, they all are different to each individual. They're so you've got all these books that are like, do these, and it's like, but that worked for you. You got to design what works for yourself.
And that's what I had to do, because when you read so many books, I had to stop reading books because I was ingesting and not implementing. Right. Yeah, it was just too much. Literally, I have a whole library over here, and I had to stop.
Yeah.
So I have so many hardcovers, paperbacks. It's all on my phone, Kindles, ebooks, whatever. I had to just stop and and start applying the things that I learned, because a lot of books will talk about hard work. Like, I was working hard, I was disciplined, but results were still shaky. They were still unstable. And that's when I started reflecting, and that's when I understood that that's when I understood that if the system, here we go, if the system isn't repeatable, neither are the results.
That's right.
And
That's right.
that's how I change my approach in leadership and growth.
That's good.
So consistency doesn't come from discipline alone. It comes from design.
So you work with different businesses to create systems and be that architect. But I'm also wondering, like, as you've kind of built your own business, what's been a system or process that you've had to implement that really transformed your business operation?
It was the system that I created. It was called Bettering Your Best, right? Bettering Your Best system. And I came up with this system probably about 12 to 18 months ago, Bettering Your Best in my business. Because like you said earlier, it's not the competence, right? That's not, you're here, you're in the room at the table because of your competence.
Right.
But it's the confidence that's lagging, but also what hurts your confidence is your lack of consistency.
Yeah.
So the Bettering Your Best system is all about being consistent. And it's about finding one thing, Jennifer, one thing. It's about doing one thing, not two things, not three things, not 10 things. Doing one thing right every single day for a specific time. If that one thing is, we go into cold call 10 people every single day. And it's a time frame, and that's what you do. And you don't do it when you feel good. You do it when you don't feel good, because that's the thing about consistency. It's not when it's sunny outside and your bank account is full, the kids are happy, the wife, the spouse are happy. No. It's when you and your spouse just got into an argument, the kids don't like you, that you almost ran out of gas because your bank account is low, but you're still consistent. That's because if you take away consistency, how can you get success?
Right.
You can't.
You gotta, and it takes a little bit of conviction and a little bit of courage.
Yes,
to do
it does.
That.
It does. And I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but when you said conviction, that's the 5 stages of yes, right? That is the 5 stages of yes framework. And like I said, I'm not going down this rabbit hole, because if I go down this rabbit hole, we're going to be here for a while. But the framework is built off of 5 stages of yes. First stage is yes, I should. Then it transitions to yes, I could. Then it transitions to yes, I can. Yes, I must is the 4th, and the pinnacle is yes, I will. So when you have that yes, I will, or like I like to call it, when you're living the yes, when you live the yes, it removes all negotiation. It is, this is what I'm going to do, come hell or high water.
Yep. No, I love it. That's I'm in a challenge with myself this quarter. If I think it, I'll do it.
Yeah. That's the good
no procrastination.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Think it. If I think it, I'll do it. So what's been the biggest challenge with your business so far? Yeah. Like your oh crappy moment.
My old crappy moment, like my old crap moment.
Yeah. You're like, chat, what have I done?
Yeah. So it goes back to, as a leader, we set the like you said, we are the weather.
We're the weather. Yeah.
We set the tone for the entire organization. We set the tone for when we step in the room, and when we're not in the room, we set the tone. So my biggest oh crap or shit moment, or oh boy moment, realizing that, once again, competence is not the issue. It wasn't effort. It was structure. Yep, structure. So like for you say, hey, if I think it, I do it. This is a rhetorical question, but what structures in place you have? I mean, what structures are in place? So when you think it and you're too tired to do it, how do you still do it?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Are you still going to do it? So that's when I learned It wasn't like it wasn't like an oh crap moment where it was one of those moments, because as a founder, you have oh crap moments all the time.
Right.
I mean, you wake up to an oh crap moment. I mean, when you wake up, you step into a pile of crap.
Right.
So when I thought about it and thought long and hard about that, it wasn't effort. I put forth the effort. That's what I will do. I will put forth the effort. But unstructured effort is delusion.
That's right. Well, and I think that structure is at least for me, it was, so I have a defined values and pillars that are guide both personally, but also I had to put them for the business. And then that's a structure. Our brand, like who we are as a brand, what's our culture, what is the weather, what's the tone, what's our personality. Those guide us. And that's also helping us frame decisions of what tools we bring on, the people we bring on, the processes, that it has to live the brand. And it has to live our, and it has to let our culture also live and breathe. So to me, that, at least for me, that's when I hear structure, that's the structure. For the think it and do it, for me personally, it's like, does it meet my my moral structure? And how does that play out? Like I have a content strategy that's based on, these are the things I talk about. I don't talk about these things. I stay away because that's not part of my personal brand. But these are these are the sandboxes I play in. This is the what I want people to think and know about me. So that structure, for me and the personal, and then
you're right about that. And when I questioned my effort, I said, okay, maybe if I push harder,
right,
things would, be copacetic, or things will stabilize. But instead, going back to pressure kept revealing the same defaults.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought if I gave more effort, things would change. No. But things can't change because my defaults, or the system that I'm operating under, is still the same.
That's
and
right.
That's when, Jennifer and listeners,
our decision authority matrix, right? It's like junk in, junk out, right?
Right. And listeners, and this is when I get really excited about this, Jennifer, listeners and viewers. It was at that moment, that's when I understood that pressure doesn't create behavior. It exposes it.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they say, like, whenever you see, as a founder or a business, leader, when you get that pressure, you really uncover yourself and who you are, where your weaknesses, those gaps, but also it reveals so much about anybody in the organization, of like you said, the restaurant manager, when they're under pressure, it's like, dude, it's Saturday at, dinner time. Why are you freaking out?
Like, come on.
This isn't a surprise.
It shouldn't be. You knew it was happening.
You knew it was happening.
Right.
We have this, all the time. So it's kind of like, how do you, pull them aside to go, look, like, you've got to regulate, right? You got to, or this is not, and not every role is for everybody. And so you can go, this is not the right seat on the bus.
But here's the deal. It goes deeper than that. And for the sake of this conversation, I won't go that deep. Once again, rabbit holes, I get stuck in them. The thing is, he was unaware of why he was doing it. That's the thing. Now, you may say, well, because it was crowded, it was chaotic. On the surface, it's easy to point that out. But when I asked him more questions and dug deeper, and this guy was much older than me, he didn't know. He said, I just didn't know. And this what let me know, and this what really, really, really had me thinking about pressure. He said, that's what I've always done. He said, although I know better and I know I should do better,
right,
but I still find myself doing the same thing over and over again. And that let me know there's a system issue, because when environments become pressure saturated, people do not rise to the occasion, Jennifer and listeners.
Yeah.
They fall back on their defaults. They fall back to their defaults. And those defaults, they were trained somewhere.
Yeah.
That's why leadership under pressure is predictable. It's predictable once you understand the structure. And my friend, that's what I love, predictability.
Well, that's a system.
now at 42, I get why systems are in place for predictability.
That's right. So I'm curious of what is something, you've now self-discovered yourself. But what's something that you really like about yourself that you wish other people recognized more of you?
That's a good question because I don't really seek recognition. So that's not at this age. Maybe when I was younger, like a
Yeah.
whippersnapper. But now I realize that recognition, it comes and goes.
Or what do you wish people would go, not necessarily, the recognition, but more of like, what do you wish they would see in you that you're like, I don't know, people think this of me, but I really am this type of a person?
That's a great question. I'm never short on words, but for this time,
You're like, I'm transparent. I'm an open book.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I'm like,
you see what you get.
What you get is what you see, and it's nothing. There's nothing else to it. That's why I'm stumped because I'm like,
you're like, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's like I had to go through that because I'm more of I'm an analyst kind of by nature, and
Sure.
I'm a natural introvert.
Sure.
So I'm a learned extrovert.
Gotcha.
That a lot of people perceive me as being this like very outgoing, and I'm like, I can play that part, but really I am more methodical, but I'm more emotional, and appreciate deeper connections that I think people don't recognize that.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. But no, that's a great question. It does.
So I've had to kind of work on. I love connections, but a lot of people don't see that. Either they perceive me, if they read into the analytical, methodical, they see me as cold, or they see me, more outgoing, boisterous, and they don't see that I really appreciate connections.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I do and that's a great question. It does really cause a person to reflect on, because of social media, we have so many images.
Right.
Some of those images are fake, but it does cause you to think that, hey, what I'm giving off, is it what people perceive me to be?
Yeah.
So that's good.
I've had to do clearly I've done some reflection periods.
Absolutely.
And asked a lot of feedback over my years. So if I gave you a magic wand today, what 2 things would you change about your business?
Ooh, what 2 things would I change about my business? I probably would change nothing. Yeah, nothing. And that doesn't mean anything is perfect.
Yeah.
The reason I wouldn't want anything to change, because if anything were to change, I would lose the lesson behind it. I didn't make this up. I don't know where I got this from, but you don't want like when parents parent and they do everything for their kids, the child,
helicopter parents.
Yeah, that the child loses the lesson. It loses the opportunity to grow. So what I would change is nothing. I would keep everything running the same, and then whatever bumps and bruises and flaws,
you got to go through them.
You have to, because that's where growth comes from.
That's right.
It's not. You know how many times I see the lottery here? I'm in Georgia. I don't know where you're at.
I'm in South Carolina. We're neighbors.
Oh, we're neighbors. Yes. So when I see the Powerball, the Mega Million at 150 million, I say to myself, man, that'd be great if I can hit it and win. But I also say, man, it'd be great if I grow my business and sell it and get it. Yeah. That to me gives me more energy than getting a scratch off a pencil and some numbers or doing a quick pick. That one is like, oh, look what I did. I did it.
No, that's great. So, okay. So if you summed up your journey in one word, your founder journey in one word, what word would you choose?
Great question. If I could sum up my founder's journey in one word, I would choose resilient. I would choose
That's a good one.
Resilient, because as a founder, you are going to get your teeth knocked in. It's just it, man.
You will. Yeah,
you're going to get your teeth knocked in. You're going to get punched in the gut. I mean, life is going to happen. I mean, you may lose, your health may start to you may come out with an idea, buy the building, diagnosed with cancer. Like, what?
That's right.
When did that happen? I mean, everything is going well. Spouse wants to file a divorce.
Right.
So life will happen.
Right.
And the thing about true entrepreneurship, when you are a entrepreneur down to your core, down to your bone marrow, even after failure, even after the emotional state of screw businesses, I never want to do this again, there's still an itch.
Yeah.
There's still an itch that
we're problem solvers.
Right. I've never done drugs. I've never done drugs, but I heard once you do it, you're hooked. And that's the thing about entrepreneurs.
Then it's like, oh, could you go work for somebody else again?
No. See, that's the problem right there. It's not.
So we got to control our own destinies.
We have to do it. And I got to keep scratching that itch.
That's right.
So it's resilient, being able to get back up after you've been knocked down, after you lost everything, after you've questioned your own identity and question, are you the man or woman for the job? After you go through all of that, even in the midst of that, you still get up and you still rise anyway.
That's right. All right. So looking ahead to the next chapter, what word would you like to describe that chapter?
As a chapter, if I were to title that chapter, the future chapter, it would be patient.
Oh.
It would be patient. The reason it would be patient.
We are not patient people.
No. See, that's the thing. So patient, it would be patient, subtitle, regulated ambition.
Huh.
There
you go.
That would be it, because I'm the type of person, my defaults are, I lack patience. And if this was a workshop, I would tell you how did that happen and all that other stuff. But when I send an email at 10:01, I'm expecting a reply at 10:05 a.m. I mean, it's me. It's wrong. And I know that. It is wrong. I should not have those type of expectations, but I've conditioned myself.
Or if you're like, hey, I sent your proposal. Well, let's go.
Right, let's go.
Why are you not signing on it?
You should have signed it already. So that's me. But I do realize, let's go back to the topic we talked about in the beginning of our conversation. The farmer has a few jobs. He or she, their job is to plant the seed, water the seed, care for the seed. The end. The farmer is not responsible for the sun. If the farmer is relying on natural water like rain, the farmer, he or she, is not responsible for rain either. The farmer's job is sowing the seed, caring for the seed, and tending to the seed, and water.
Right. It's cultivating. Yeah.
And cultivating the seed. But here's the deal, and this is regulated ambition. As an entrepreneur, if you're only focused on one seed, you're going to have an anxiety attack. So as an entrepreneur and a founder with regulated ambition, what you do is you plant 50 different seeds.
Yeah.
So one seed may be, I'm going to call this business, you already know it's going to take a long sales cycle. Then I'm going to call this business, it's going to be a faster sales cycle. Then I'm going to market this way. Then I'm going to do this. Then before you know it, you forgot all about seed number one, but you get a reply to your email. Hey, I just looked over your email. Do you have time to set aside for us to connect? You're like, I sent that email 8 months ago, but you wasn't concerned about that seed because you're planting 50 different seeds. And the thing about planting multiple seeds, they all grow at different times. Yeah. So that's how, when I say patient, that's what I mean by patient.
Yeah. It's hard for us though.
It is.
So if we met a year from now, I popped over in Georgia and we went out to celebrate a win. What win are we celebrating for you?
Man, we are celebrating that we didn't talk about it, which is pretty cool because, rabbit holes. I created and designed a pressure system index.
Oh.
That helps help leaders understand where their pressure points start. So it's pretty cool. It's great having several conversations with corporations about embedding it into their job. So what we will be celebrating is a few corporations have decided to integrate that into their people development system.
That is fantastic.
It's
like the emotional IQ regulation.
That's exactly, yeah. I was going to say that's exactly what it is, but it's pretty doggone close.
Yeah. Well, that is a big win. We're going to manifest it, put it out there in the universe.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, you work with a lot of businesses, and helping them with systems and leadership development. What have you seen, and what's the best advice do you give to leadership that is trying to grow and scale?
Okay. Great question. Number one is be aware of your defaults, right? Be aware of your defaults. And there are 8 components to the default response framework. I'm only going to talk about 2, your mindset and language, right? So be careful, be mindful of your mind. Be mindful of your thoughts. Our mindset sets the ceiling, but it doesn't tell us to stand up, right? So if
Be
your
careful
mind,
of the words that we say to ourselves.
so and that's the language part, because your language commands or give commands to your mind. So I always say that, hey, be mindful of those things, and then once you are aware, awareness is step number 1, but it's so powerful. So now you go from awareness, and we walk through that, and then you go from ownership, right? You go from, hey, yes, this is what I do. I don't know why I do it yet, but yes, I take ownership to that. And a lot of us, we don't like to take ownership unless it's a house.
Right.
So that's the only thing we definitely don't like to take ownership on. I'm doing something wrong. Oh, no, I'm not. But yeah, so awareness, ownership. And the last thing is understanding, because I don't promise performance. I don't promise healing. I don't promise, there's a lot of things I don't promise, but what I do promise and what I do deliver on is understanding.
Yeah. We have to have compassion for ourselves in order to give, empathy and compassion for others. Yeah.
Yep. And then once you have the understanding of why you do what you do, your eyes are now open. The scales have been removed from your eyes, because now think about this. Think about a kid who hates going to school. Why does he or she hates going to school? They don't understand the work.
Right.
Why they say, I don't like math. They don't not like math.
Right.
They don't understand the concepts. They don't like, it's not like they don't like English. They don't understand.
They don't understand the application yet.
Yeah, they don't understand it. But once that kid understands it, teacher say, oh, it's a new student. He comes here, she raises her hand. So that's what I promise. I promise understanding to help you, to help reveal the system that you're running on, and also to help you understand why that system is the way it is. Because we all are a system. We all
That's right. That's right.
The way we move, the way we groove is a system.
So what's the best advice that you were given as founder to founder that you were given when you started the business?
A good friend of mine, I won't name his name. It was 2 pieces of advice. There was one, he said, own it. Own it. So own it means a lot of times when someone gives you a compliment, we like to defer. Oh, that's okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stop. And I was doing that one time. He said, stop. He went on. He gave me this long lecture. He was like, it's yours. You worked for it. Own it. And I've changed my perspective. So when somebody gives me a compliment, I'm saying, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then another guy, he said, Kashaun, I just want to let you know, this shit is hard.
Yeah.
And that's all he needed to say, because I wasn't looking for someone to sugarcoat it. He said, it's hard. He said, there are going to be days where you're going to want to give up, and there are going to be days that you are going to give up. But if you're resilient, you're going to get back up and keep at it again.
That's the best piece of advice. And look at you.
Appreciate it.
It's working.
Yeah, it is.
Well, very good. I love this conversation, Kashaun. I think you and I could talk for a long time.
So can I.
A lot of stuff. But before we go, tell people, how can they learn more about you, your institute, and the things that you're doing? Sure,
absolutely. The best way to learn, and the best way to understand what I do is our website, which is www.5stagesofyes.com. 5 is the word 5, not the number. So it's www.FIVE stages with the S at the end of yes. 5stagesofyes.com. That's the website, as well as LinkedIn. My name is spelled Kashaun. Last name is Cooper. So you can always connect with me personally on LinkedIn, or you can go visit our to learn and understand what we do at the Leadership and Development Institute at our website.
Perfect. And we'll tag everything on the episode, but I appreciate you being on our show.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And that's a wrap on today's chaos, but the work doesn't stop here. If this episode felt familiar and really interesting, you're not alone. Subscribe, share, and leave us a review on Spotify. And it really helps more founders find their way through all the noise and the junk that you see out there around entrepreneurship. This is the real deal. And if you're a founder and entrepreneur that's craving clarity, not more chaos, our sponsor, Bright Marketing, offers a founder clarity sprint designed to help you get unstuck, focused, and moving forward with confidence. You can explore that and more founder tools and episodes at Orange Whip. That's Orange UIP. And WIP stands for Work in Progress. Or shoot an email to hello@orangewhip.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay scrappy, and remember, we are all a work in progress. See you again next week.